I just said, like, Cleo's gone. And then we got in the car, like, driving around everywhere.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. So I felt it was starting to look like the report about a vehicle leaving the campsite at 3 in the morning could be accurate, and not just accurate, crucial. And so I started looking online for information about that, and it would make no sense if Cleo was abducted at the campsite for the abductor to remain there for any length of time. The vehicle, if it was used in the abduction, was suitably dark and fits the description of a passenger vehicle, meaning the vehicle that we see at the abductor's home. Now, I've just found information that the critical clue wasn't garbage or from random door knocking. It had to do with really important information about a car received just before Cleo was found. Now, I'm not sure if it's the license plate. That certainly would lead authorities to a specific address, right? Interestingly, it appears Cleo's abductor was arrested at a different property based on the article. I'll put it in the description, rather than at the house. Bear in mind, this was at around 1 o'clock in the morning. The other thing to stress, and I guess it's easy to say this in hindsight, but the critical, probably the most critical part of this entire investigation was knowing what time was Cleo taken. And so if you could rely on what the parents are saying, that the last time that they saw her was at 1:30 in the morning, and that they woke up at 6 o'clock, and and so it was between that span. Then this vehicle that started rumbling around the campsite at between 3 and 3:30, that actually makes sense. So that actually brings your abduction time to somewhere between 1:30 in the morning and approximately 3 in the morning, so an hour and a half after she asked for that water, right? Does that make sense? So the question then remains, how was this an opportunistic abduction if Cleo was in bed asleep, right? And so I suppose one could argue that if the parents were asleep, then there was an opportunity to go into the tent, although one's got to say it's pretty brazen. And so one wonders how long the abductor watched the family and how long he waited after it was sort of lights out before he did anything. And how did he know when he opened the tent that he wasn't going to wake anyone up? Was there loud music in the camp? Or did one or both of the parents go somewhere while Cleo was sleeping? Just from the abductor's perspective, one wonders when the opportunity presented itself from his perspective. I have to say, the fact that they had CCTV footage of the car, I think was something that provided really the missing link in this puzzle. Obviously, if the vehicle had turned out to be a clue going nowhere, right? A lead that wasn't really important, then that would have been one thing. But the fact was, you did have this very suspicious activity, a vehicle leaving in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock, right? Why on earth would that happen? And not only that, it was not only caught on CCTV footage, it was also caught, it was actually witnessed by people arriving at work. I suppose you could say movement at that time isn't that strange because people were on the road then arriving for work anyway. One wonders what that work was. But anyway, it turns out that the vehicle was a valuable tool used in this. And, if you think about it, a vehicle is also part of the true crime fabric in the Summer Wells case, potentially. The red Toyota Tacoma. A vehicle is also part of the whatever theory you've got in the Madeleine McCann case, a vehicle is also part of that. And obviously the Gannon Store case as well, numerous vehicles were actually used. So when there's an abduction, when there's a body that is, or a person that is removed from a particular area, What is going to be the most critical tool to use in a situation like that? Answer, a vehicle. And was it this vehicle? Thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do like, share, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.